she's in a public beef with another rapper like Nicki Minaj, this woman stepped up to say, she did me the same way. She threw a shoe at Nicki. Why would you throw a shoe at Nicki Minaj? Right. Because you heard she said something about your baby. That's not how a woman acts. That's not how a woman treats another woman. You don't put your hands on another woman. Yeah. So she was disrespectful. So the woman came to sit down to talk about the disrespect that she had went through, the coffee that was being thrown in her face, the bullying that she had went through. And she made a lot of egregious allegations in that, right? A lot of stuff that, you know, Cardi herself came out to confirm, and some she still denies. That's where those allegations came from. My initial reaction when I found out that she wanted to sue me, I thought it was a joke. Yeah. Because I'm like, from the hood, and right. You from the hood too. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we handle things hood ways, right? Yeah. Not necessarily like shooting and killing, but as women, there's a way we can handle things. But you know, as the world is now seeing, right? She's very disrespectful with how she handles things. And so for me, it was always a respect thing. So I don't give a damn who. It could be the vice president of this country. You're not gonna speak to me any type of way. Yeah. I know there's an interview that's not in your favor. You don't like the things that were said in that interview, but you don't come at me disrespectful. Yeah. Like, and that's how she is. Like, you know, so it was kind of like, and then she was the biggest, at the time, one of the biggest names in the world. So it was like, she has the right to be disrespectful. I don't care if you got 500 million followers. You're gonna respect me.
How did the suit affect your business?
It affected it greatly. I lost 80% of my sponsors. Wow. My revenue went down on YouTube, you know. The people that work for me, they took all pay cuts. Everybody started working off commission, you know, and stuff like that. They kept other jobs. But they still believed in me. Like, I didn't have to beg them to stay. Like, I didn't have to tell them like, hey, you know, things are getting, they just rolled with the punches with me. Like, they really took that shit. Like, you know, their family calling them like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this bitch out here lying on people. But they don't know I didn't lie on her. It was another woman in an interview that lied on her. I literally just asked the questions.
Right. Hey, wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video. All right, so welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. Listen, get ready to meet one of the most talked about media personalities of today with a fierce reputation for being outspoken and daring. She has caused ripples across social media platforms with her unapologetic approach. With a media empire spanning across multiple platforms, Tasha K has amassed a following of over 1 million organic subscribers whose loyal membership in the community, dubbed as the Wino Tribe, proves just how influential and loved she is. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Miss Tasha K.
Damn, like the energy, like... Did you used to do this in the past, like introduce people?
Yeah, all the time.
Like you could work for the UFC. You know how they be out there.
I'm telling you, you know what it is. I love being able to give people so I'm a big believer. Like words have power, right?
Yeah.
And I believe energy is powerful as well. And so anytime I interview somebody is because like I'm naturally, like I've watched them, I'm naturally excited about their brand.
Thank you.
And I want people to know, like like every intro, I want the person to know, I want you to feel me. Right? I want you to feel.
I feel you, brother.
Yes, ma'am. I want you to feel me.
I feel you.
And so that's why, yes, that's why I give that energetic intro.
I thought I was loud, but look, I ain't got shit on New York.
I'm about to say,
it's that New York.
Look, here's what it is. In the 90s, we ran around with Walkmans in our head,
right,
on the highest level.
Right.
And so we wake up yelling. This is my whispering voice.
I know. No, that was dope though. Like I don't even know what to say.
Nah, so let's start here, right? For those who don't know,
okay,
who is Tasha K?
I mean, I'm just Tasha. I just like to drink wine and gossip and bust jokes. That's it. Like,
and so take me through how you got to where you are right now, right? And so you are again one of the most prolific social media. I don't even like the terms like social media influencer. Like I really actually don't like it because like people call me that. They're like, yo, you're an influencer. I'm like, I'm not really that. But you've built a media empire that has millions of subscribers. People may know you from that. They may know you from drama stuff as well. Yeah. But how did you get here? Like what got you into this media space?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the winos. It's the winos. Like it was over for me. I was in radio, failed bad. Nobody would give me a job. Yeah. I was out. I was doing the street team shit. Yeah. My husband, he's always been an entrepreneur. He's been in film. And doing things with that for over, I want to say, 28 years or so. Mm-hmm. But, for me, it was kind of like the last resort, the end all be all. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, they fucking with me?
Wow, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they always thought like my mouth was, I was too bold. I was too assertive, unhinged. I couldn't be controlled. Yeah. And, and that's a big thing in the South, because I was raised in the South. And the South is a woman that's supposed to be seen and not heard. So that's why we don't see a lot of big influential, and I know I'm gonna probably get backlash for saying this, but like, when you see the Black women that are really doing it, there's not a lot in the media space that's making a lot of noise. Like comedians, they're mostly from out West, the Midwest or from up North. But in the South, there's this conservatism that's always been surrounded by it. And that's why I think, women like Nene Leakes popped up, because it was just like, she country, right. She's a Southern belle and she says what she wants. But, there's always been this stigma that, Southern women are to be cute and not to say anything. And it's not a woman to be loud and to cuss and be ignorant. Because, it's the Bible Belt, right. So I didn't really feel like I was myself, and I could be myself until I moved up north to the DMV. And I was like, wow, they got women cussing? Like, it was real like that. It was like, wow, they got women cussing. I can cuss. You know what I'm saying? Because, in the South, you can't cuss around your parents. You can't cuss around your people. Even though they cuss, you, as a woman, you're not supposed to do it. So my uncles and them, they hard with it, and I'm like, shit, I'm one of them.
Right.
But like ultimately, to answer your question, it was the winos. They named me. They gave themselves the Wino Gang. Yeah. They helped me to curate stories, challenge me, things that I wouldn't even necessarily touch. They was like, talk about this. You need to look into this. Like, they're the ones that drive the platform.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so if I'm hearing correctly, like, building community is really important if you're building an online brand.
Hell yeah. Like, you gotta, like, for me, I've never allowed this social media, like what they call like clout or influence to get to me, because I've always been the type, like, even a great, for a leader to be great, they have to understand your job is to serve people. And if you don't serve people, which means you are under the people, right. People think a leader is above the people. No, you serve the people, right? And I learned that through, working on and off in the restaurant industry in every capacity, that we could, washing dishes, busting tables, cooking, serving, managing it all, everybody serves something, but like an ultimate leader is someone who does it for the people. So everything that they tell me to do, I do. Yeah.
And so how does that translate from a perspective of or how do you balance being Tasha K, the personality, and then Tasha K, the wife, the mother, do those two intertwine, or are they two separate people?
I think everybody got different. It's kind of like when you wake up in the morning, you tired. Maybe you're not a morning person.
Yeah.
By midday, you talkative.
Yeah.
By night, you lit.
Right.
Right.
It's
kind of like it just all conjoins into one. There's no, I keep a strict schedule.
Yeah.
Without the schedule, I would be all over the place. But, for the most part, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Like that's me. People be like, oh my God, I don't see how her husband is with her. And I'm like, I bust on his ass too. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's me. There's this underlying thing, with my team. They be like, don't tell Tasha shit.
Yeah.
They don't introduce me to who they dating. They don't introduce me to their parents. And these people have been with me for years, right? I remember I just got invited by Jasmine to her sister's baby shower. She's been working with me for almost 10 years now, right? And I'm like, why y'all don't take me around people? And they're like, because like you just too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because it's me. Like, I don't change myself for nothing. And I think that,
Yeah.
So.
And I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of times people see a personality online, somebody who's successful, and they think that it is that character. Like, this is the character of the person, and let me take on that same character. Let me try to do what this person is doing. But if I'm hearing you correct, you're like naturally you. I'm loud.
Yeah.
On camera.
Be that shit.
Right. I'm loud when you see me in person. I'm always me, and I feel like my level of success that I've had has all come from me just being comfortable being myself. And I'm hearing that for you as well, is that like the way you become successful is just being who you are.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget my first video that went viral. I forgot who I was talking to the other day, because they was asking me like, what was that moment for you? And I was just like, depression, I done failed, radio show failed. Yeah. Everything failed. I'm getting fired from job to job. Yeah. If it wasn't for my husband, like, my husband has always been a provider and stuff, so he never really took my job seriously. He didn't even take this one serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like, what? Okay. So it was kind of like, dang, like, well, what am I here for? I know I'm, I always wanted 10 kids. And when I had one kid, I was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of like I just tried everything, and it was like, but I always loved, like, when I picked up a fucking microphone, I was like, this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I was just telling somebody the other day, the first video that actually like went viral, I was in like a little house negligee, like a little robe, from Victoria's Secret. I had a glass of wine. My husband was at work, and I was by myself,
Yeah.
And I saw Christina Milian, she had dumped Lil Wayne. It was when she had found that stripper in his house. Yeah. So I was like, and she was just like, you know what, we're done. When he lied about it. And I was like, I made a video. I was drunk as fuck. I was probably on my third glass of wine. I had, and I was like, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. Most fucking women, they need to go ask their mama, their daddy. They need reassurance before they just drop a nigga. Right. She said, fuck this. She didn't talk to no fucking body. She was just like, was this you? I know it's your house. He lied. She said, bitch, we done. Yeah. And I said, that's the type of shit we need. I woke up, that video had 2 million views.
Wow.
2 fucking million views.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my God. And I deleted it.
Wow.
I did. Wow. I was not ready. I was like, oh, no.
Wow, okay.
2 million people seeing me like in a robe that's like, nobody's supposed to see me in.
Right.
So yeah, like it's kind of like those, just just being myself. Like,
and how do you transform fame going viral into dollars, right? Because I see being in this space, I've seen a lot of people who, they've built brands for themselves. People know them, but from a business perspective, they haven't learned how to monetize their brand, right? And so, what was that like for you? Like, how did you take it from just, did you start off saying, all right, this is going to be a business, or did you start off saying, nah, I'm just going to do this?
No, when I started off, it was just simply to entertain.
Yeah.
It was an outlet for me. It was therapeutic. I was going through depression. I was, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I would just find entertainment by just talking.
Yeah.
And so I would just make these videos. I'll be in the break room at work. I'm in the, in the fucking pantry with a rice and sugar at, and I'm making videos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'll never forget, there was this white guy at work where he's funny as hell, he's geek. His name is Dave. Shout out to Dave. I need the first fruit his ass, like for real, because like he was like, I'm watching you, like you getting a lot of views online. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He was like, no, you can make money off of this, right? And I was like, nah. I said, let me hit a certain number first. He was like, you have millions of views. And I was just like, he said, from your fucking bedroom with no sheets on, like, you want to wait? Yeah. And I was like, okay. He was like, I'll tell you what, give me $100 and I'll show you how much money you can make.
Wow.
I said $100. Now $100 was a lot of money because that's how much I made per shift. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, all right. So I met him at his house one night, and he's a gamer. He had shit everywhere. You know, I had a kid running around and shit. And he set up the fucking YouTube channel.
Wow.
He did. He was like, all right, now you're monetized and you already got $150 here. He was like, because you turned on your monetization too late.
Wow.
So that next month, I think my check was like $2,500.
Wow.
And I was like, that's more than what I just made in the fucking restaurant. Like, he was like, I told you. Yeah. White boy. Yeah. And I was just like, dang. So I started doing more. Yeah. And so that's kind of how that came. Yeah. It wasn't intentional. Everything just fell into place. Yeah. But as far as turning it into dollars, like, of course, always being open to people suggesting things, right? Especially if they're coming with no, like, you know how most people, especially in Atlanta, everybody got some ill intentions. Right. Everybody do something, but they do nothing. And I know that's hard in the space now, but like there are good, genuine people that really want to help you and see you win. And had I would have not been receptive to what he was saying, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk that a little bit, right? Because we talking about behind the scenes about sort of like Atlanta and how it's tough being a personality here, right? What is it about Atlanta that allows or here's a better question, right? How has being a public figure in Atlanta affected you, good or bad?
Great. Atlanta gave me my name. Yeah. Right. But I do got to give it to the DMV though. The DMV is what got Tasha K started. They used to call me, contrary to what Carisha 4 episodes done said. Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good.
I was the little young black Oprah.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you got to put out a lot more podcasts before you start claiming that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But no, they used to call me like in Hagerstown, Maryland, when I used to pick up the mic. They're like, you're like, because I would give motivational speeches while I'm like shouting out shit and DJing on street team. They used to be like, man, you're like a little Oprah. And I'm like, what? And I never saw it. Yeah. I never saw it because I was just doing it for fun. But for Atlanta, man, it's hard because like when you just like, okay, I'm like everybody else. Everything good. Yeah. But the moment you start moving up in other people's eyes, it wasn't until like, and I was just talking to my husband about this last night. I had a group of girlfriends and we went from, we can go to Miami, we chilling, we eat edibles on the beach, we being girls, to now, hey, can we get pictures? And then they're getting thrown, hey, can you take this picture? Yeah. We get interrupted, Yeah. They didn't like that shit. They didn't like that shit. And so that was hard for me because, and then it went to comparing like, oh, she bought a house, let me buy a house. Or she put this. It went to competition, and I'm like, I've been knowing y'all like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, when did we start doing this? You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
and they've always known that this was my dream. I didn't know
Right.
how it was gonna happen, but
Right.
I just didn't give up. You
Yeah.
know, even in the midst of like my downest, deepest, darkest moments. You know, I
Yeah.
always had good people around me to build me up and stuff. And so, but it's difficult. But once I separated myself, and because when you not all, if you're not mentally, physically, and physically, because people, they'll do this and don't work out.
Right.
It's like being a lawyer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being a social media personality with a lot of clout is like being a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
Everybody likes you, but they fucking hate you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
oh, you the best person, they need you, but you're a fucking liar. It's a lot of give and take. And so you got to have that, you got to know who you are. And once I backed up and got rid of a lot of people that was in my circle that I felt like wasn't serving me.
Yeah.
As me, and looking at the things that they felt like I accomplished.
Yeah.
How did we go from, just talking about our problems to now, everybody's talking about, well, I'm buying land, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What the fuck?
Right.
Was this a Housewives of Gwinnett? Bitch, like, no, like, I don't want to talk about it. When did we ever start talking about that? Shit's so fake. Or, oh, I got this purse, I'm getting this purse. I'm like, I just got my first Louis bag and it was used.
Right.
I just gave them to the bankruptcy court. What the fuck?
Right.
Like, none of that shit matters. So it's like, it's kind of one of those things that you just kind of navigate and just really have a strong spiritual foundation. I'm blessed to have, and I say this all the time, for a woman in the industry, you got to have a man behind you. Because if not, that's why a lot of women end up on OnlyFans.
Right.
It's like,
Can we talk about that for a second, right? Because I always publicly give my wife credit for who I am today.
Yeah.
And you've been married over 18 years, beautiful family.
Thank you.
When I look at online specifically, there's a lot. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But once he passed away, I feel like everybody felt like that was an opportunity for them to become a relationship guru, and everybody started giving relationship advice. And it's young people who ain't never been through nothing. It's single people.
It's dangerous.
It's bad out here. So can you talk about that, right? Because you have actually alluded to it earlier around being able to follow your dreams because of that unit that you had in your husband.
Right.
Can you talk about that? Like the power of relationship as it relates to building wealth?
Relationships are just as important as having a general contractor and you have a team that helps to build a loft like this. You cannot do this shit on your own.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, you got a general contractor, but if it's not for the foundation experts or the engineers or the architects or, the bricklayers or, you wouldn't have shit. People thinking we can do this on our own, and you fucking can't.
Yeah.
You cannot. Like, yes, I was doing it on my own, and I remember, let me tell you, when I first started making videos and I started taking it serious, when I started seeing the money, I would record a video 80 times because I didn't know how to edit.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was like, I got to get this shit in one take because otherwise it's not going to translate right. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that shit 80 times until, my husband, who's been in filmmaking for years, he didn't take it serious. He just saw me in there. He was like, she ain't bothering me, so shit,
Yeah.
But that's when he was like, baby, you can edit. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So I learned how to edit myself. And then whatever I didn't know, he would come in and teach me. And then I got a camera instead of using the webcam or the phone cam. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the business advice, I started making money and then I started putting all the money back into the business. I still do that now. All the money I make goes back into the business. Like, I don't really buy anything for myself. When I wear stuff, it's free from fucking vendors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather pay the people that I'm with so that we can continue to grow. But like it's important, especially for young especially black women, women in general, because everybody does something or claim they do something but really do nothing. Especially in this day and time. And I say that, and as a young, impressionable woman, I can be impressionable because, you know, I got all these so-called like fans and they love me, right? But nobody's gonna love me like my fucking family.
Absolutely. That's a fact. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna do that. And I feel like, you know, women have gotten to a place where they feel like they don't need a man, but as soon as some shit go wrong, Sukiyana. Now they want a man around.
right.
And why you treating me like that? And I'm like, but when you had a man, no man treated you like that. And I feel like, you know, it's important whether I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever. Yeah. Have somebody that's in your corner that doesn't want what you want, but wants the best from you. Yeah. And they will help to support you in any way. Otherwise, you're going to be out here making every fucking decision. You know how many people have come to me with deals? Yeah. That could have stirred me in the wrong direction. And he told them all no. And people be like, oh, he just hating. Right. But when the right deal came around, he signed. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he ain't finna let me out here, you know, be looking like any type of way or for anybody to do me any type of way. So, like, anytime people come to me with things, I'm like, hey, and this is how I feel out. This is how I feel out all the bullshitters. Mm-hmm. So they'll come to me. I'll let them talk to me, right? Hey, I got this idea. Okay, great. I think it's a great idea. All right, I got to bring my husband in on it. Mm-hmm. When I say that, they either, well, you know what? Yeah, let's circle back. Or if they serious, great, put him on the phone. Yeah. That's how I can tell if somebody has great intentions. Yeah. I even do it when people ask me for money. Like I had a neighbor one time. She asked me to pay her rent when she saw my cloud building online. I was like, bitch, we live in the same neighborhood. Right. I haven't moved out. Right. So that means I'm still technically making the same amount of money you fucking making. Yeah. And you have a partner. Yeah. Right? And I know your partner because she said you just bought her a car. But you want to see me outside and say, hey, I'm short on my rent. Can you loan me $1,000? Wow. And I got rent too with kids and you ain't got no kids. Right. When I say, hey, well, you know, let me run this past my husband. Well, you know what? Don't worry about it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So like the barriers, just even saying that, just really weeds out a lot of bullshit.
And do you think that's because you're a woman and they
absolutely, man, yes. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm still a woman. Yeah. I still am emotional. Catch me around a certain part of the month, you may get what you want. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. And so for that, like, that's where he comes in. I'm like, well, let me talk to my husband about it. Like, oh, well, you know what? Don't even worry about it. It's not that important. Yeah. But I thought it was important. Yeah. Because he's not the type, as you can see, he ain't the type of nigga that's finna smile in your face. Right. He'll greet you and he out because he don't let people, you know, try to fill him out. Absolutely. So yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So
because your daughter is gonna be on OnlyFans,
right. So to the internet relationship advisory board of podcasters, get a relationship, right? Or get a strong relationship. Have somebody in your corner,
mentor,
right? Who actually is gonna be there for you during the ups and downs, right? Because I mean, you know. Married for 18 years, in your career, you've had a lot of ups and downs. You talked about, being in depression. Can you, like, how do you bounce back? Like, every time something happens, like, what is that? How do you get out of those dark spaces of depression to continue to also, to continue to be who your winos want you to be, though?
Okay. Right? That's a good question. Like, nobody's ever asked me that like that. I immerse myself in anything positive. Like, it's the hardest thing to do when you feeling like you don't want to get up. It's kind of like, you know, you need to work out, but you don't get up. Yeah. So I literally, even if I don't take anything from it, I immerse myself in it. I don't give a shit who it comes from. Like, I'm not Christian. I believe in God, but I'm not Christian. I'm Buddhist, right? And so, I'm Buddhist. Okay. I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Yeah, that's it's a practice. We don't consider it like an idol or it's bigger than, no, it's just a practice of, the law of cause and effect, karma, that like whatever I put out, give it back to me. That's it. It's only for obtaining happiness.
Absolutely.
And I really wish a lot more Buddhists that chant would talk about it, except for Tina Turner. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody ever talks about it, but I know so many people. There's a lot of, especially a lot of black women that chant, and you know, they got PhDs, shit that they got through. But I immerse myself. Like, I don't care if it comes from Sarah Jakes Roberts, TD Jakes, it could come from Creflo Dollar. I immerse myself in positive, just reinforcement.
Yeah.
And I let, even if I don't know, people speak, you know, great into me. And I get rid of things that I feel like aren't serving me. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like this is a negative aspect, it could be drinking. My winos see me go through, well, they be like, are you pregnant again? And I'm like, no. But they don't know that I felt like, okay, maybe I'm drinking too much, or this is not, or I'm not accomplishing the things that I need to accomplish because something is distracting me. So I literally push away all the distractions and immerse myself. And then I come out better every time. It's hard to do. It's kind of like, you know you need to go to the gym. The doctor telling you your ass is gonna have a heart attack. Right. So in order to prevent that, you know, you gotta do things whether you want to do it or not. And normally when we just start, if you could just put your clothes on, get your ass in the gym, 9 times out of 10, you gonna do something in there, even if it's walking on the treadmill. Right. When I turn on the video, I learned something that I never knew, and it helps to broaden my thinking that's severely limited by thoughts that are not serving me. So that's what I do every time.
Yeah, I love that, because I think that you know, when you get to a certain level of success, notoriety, people know you, they forget that you're human. Yeah. Right? Like, people treat you like a thing, right? Yeah. And even the comments, you know, they get, you know, people forget that you're a wife. They forget that you're a mother. They forget, right? And the comments get
They forget that it's entertainment.
Right.
Like, I think so many people, like, and I just wanted to interject on you. They forget that what I do is entertainment. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like, they think it's like, I'm just waking up and I don't like this bitch, I'm about to go in on her. No, right. I am an entertainer. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Whether you're entertained and you're triggered to say something, it got you triggered. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I entertain. Right. So yeah.
Right. And so like, I know you had sort of like a public dispute, if you will, or like a lawsuit. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Okay. What you want to know?
What was like when you found out that you lost the suit, I guess, or if you could just enlighten us on the whole like situation.
Okay, I mean, what do you want to know? There's a lot. So this is like how many years? I was sued in 2019. It was threatened in 2018. What year are we in now? It's 2023. We're about to be 2024. Yeah. This has been going on my whole career. Wow. Like on YouTube. Yeah. So
I guess my first question is, being sued, right? So like. We are supposed to have freedom of speech, right? And you know, like you said, you come on and you are entertaining, you know, your tribe, but people take that in a way and feel like you are slandering their name, and so they will sue you, right? What? I guess when you found out that you were being sued, what was the first thing that kind of went through your mind? Was it something like, well, this person, did you feel like it was something that was justified, not justified, like, you know?
My initial reaction when I found out that she wanted to sue me, I thought it was a joke. Yeah. Because I'm like, from the hood, and you from the hood too. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we handle things hood ways, right? Yeah. Not necessarily like shooting and killing, but as women, there's a way we can handle things. But you know, as the world is now seeing, right? She's very disrespectful with how she handles things. And so for me, it was always a respect thing. So I don't give a damn who. It could be the vice president of this country. You're not gonna speak to me any type of way. Yeah. I know there's an interview that's not in your favor. You don't like the things that were said in that interview, but you don't come at me disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how she is. Like, so it was kind of like, and then she was the biggest at the time, one of the biggest names in the world. So it was like, she has the right to be disrespectful. I don't care if you got I don't care if you got 500 million followers. You're going to respect me. Yeah. You don't tell me what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I wouldn't give a shit if I was living in a can.
Right.
You going to respect me woman to woman. Yeah. And I've always been that way. And so and I've always, that's been my whole thing. So, when people, when they saw like, oh yeah, she won, but she still hasn't won my respect. Mm-hmm. That's what this was about.
Yeah.
Trying to humble me, trying to punish me, trying to break me, trying to financially drain me. You can take it all away, but you still will not get my respect.
Yeah.
I don't care how many courts you got on your side. I will not respect you until you earn it. Yeah. So for me, that's what this entire situation was about. Yeah. And if I had yielded to her, everybody would have came for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why the world was watching this. Like, let me see how she reacts to this. If she could get her to bow down,
right,
then I know that I can come and use my money to do that. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I get that you're a mom. I get that you're a wife. I get that you're a sister. But you still have to respect people. And that's something that she does not understand. And it's taken this long for the world to figure that out, that she's very disrespectful. But that's what it was about. Yeah. And so it wasn't about any of the allegations that were made, because the allegations that were made was made by a woman she disrespected. She used to dance with her. She used to strip with her. She gave her a place to stay. So they had beef. And she did. And so when she's in a public beef with another rapper like Nicki Minaj, this woman stepped up to say, she did me the same way. She threw a shoe at Nicki. Why would you throw a shoe at Nicki Minaj? Right. Because you heard she said something about your baby. That's not how a woman acts. That's not how a woman treats another woman. You don't put your hands on another woman. Yeah. So she was disrespectful. So the woman came to sit down to talk about the disrespect that she had went through, the coffee that was being thrown in her face, the bullying that she had went through. And she made a lot of egregious allegations in that, right? A lot of stuff that, Cardi herself came out to confirm, and some she still denies. That's where those allegations came from. Yeah. But for me saying, oh, she got this, she got that, what? First of all, I would never disrespect anybody like that. I haven't seen your medical record.
Right.
I don't know your history. You understand what I'm saying? But she felt like because I was such a small blog at the time, she could use me as an example to show the world, this is what I would do to you if you talk about me.
Right.
So for me, I don't give a shit who. It could be the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I'll delete me off the internet. Right. I'll still be talking shit on the street. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, and one day, if she comes in a respectful way, then I will come in a respectful way and we can squash everything. But until then, no.
Yeah. And how did the suit affect your business?
It affected it greatly. I lost 80% of my sponsors.
Wow.
My revenue went down on YouTube, the people that work for me, they took all pay cuts. Everybody started working off commission, and stuff like that. They kept other jobs, but they still believed in me. Like, I didn't have to beg them to stay. Like, I didn't have to tell them like, hey, things are getting, they just rolled with the punches with me. Wow. Like, they really took that shit. Like, their family calling them like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, this bitch out here lying on people. But they don't know. I didn't lie on her. It was another woman in an interview that lied on her. Yeah. I literally just asked the questions.
Right.
You said this lady did this. You said, you see what I'm saying? Right. But because it was so isolated, the statements and stuff, well, you put up an interview of somebody we feel lied on her, so now you're liable.
And so that's what the courts decided?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
So, and the interview had to come down.
Yep.
Anything I reported on her that reflected on things that was said in that interview or even public beefs that she's been in. Like I had to take videos down that referenced me talking about a comment that Azalea Banks made of hers.
Wow.
And I said that comment, but Azalea Banks was the one that made the allegation.
Wow.
I had to take it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How does that as far as like how you interview, has it changed how you interview now? Does it change what you decide to like say about people?
Yeah, I mean, it changed. First of all, when I look back on that interview, and you know, my husband, he's looked at it too. He was like, there was really nothing you did wrong.
Right.
There was something that I did on the internet, and they played it, and it really put a bad taste in the jury's mouth. It was kind of like, we're already 4 years in court. I done been through her gang member friends trying to, you know, threaten me and find out where I stay. She got investigators on me that are going to my child's school. It was a lot. I was pregnant. Yeah. I just had a baby, like all this shit, right? And so people didn't see any of this behind the scenes, right? And I'm online, I'm talking big shit, like, because I'm like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck who you say. How many followers you got? How many fucking Grammys you got? Fuck you. You're not gonna disrespect me and expect me to just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You know, right? No, it's not gonna go down like that. Yeah. So are there some things I'm apologetic about? Absolutely. But it was a video that I made and I slaughtered her. It came from a very bad space. It was like, my husband didn't even know I made the video, right? I was drunk in the video, again, really fucked up. And I had just got off the phone with my lawyer. And my lawyer, I was like, she said what? She was like, she will drop the lawsuit if you apologize and take down the videos. I said, apologize for what exactly? I said, apologize for what exactly? Yeah. Right? And this, like, I don't get what I'm apologizing for. I think the video enough, which I've always stated, if the videos want to come down, they can come down, but I'm not apologizing to you. Right. You'll get that bitch that said that shit to apologize to you. So I'm on the phone with my lawyers at the time, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this shit. I was like, y'all got all these damn contracts with these people. Done went up to my child's school. I had to move my residence. I had to do all this shit, right? I lost it. I was like, let me tell you something. You bad body built bitch. Like, I was like, you know why he cheat on you the way you do? Because, bitch, you don't work on the inside. I said, you work on everything on the outside, and he still go fuck something natural behind your back. Like, I said, your ass, your titties, all this shit. I was like, you ain't shit. And I could not explain because the judge was like, well, because there was gang activity. Yeah. She was already in a case in New York for gang ties, something that she pleaded guilty to after he said he didn't want our trial turning into a criminal trial. So I couldn't explain the reasons as to why I made that one video. Wow. Because it could possibly implicate her into more things that he didn't want crossing over. Got it. Yeah. And he didn't believe that she was gang affiliated. Got it. A white man. He didn't believe that someone so light and so successful would be gang affiliated. Yeah. So that was the thing. So I couldn't explain that video. And it was so bad on the first day. It was kind of like, shit, I'm here now. Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's I saw the video too. I mean, deep down, I was still smiling. I was like, yeah, track that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But even my husband was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I forgot that video even existed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it was kind of like, you know, you got a jury of your peers and they see a black woman who claims to be, you know, this and that and a great mother. And then I would say those things about her. Yeah. It was a wrap from day one. Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah. So.
And how do you now bounce back, right? 80% of advertisers abandon you. I'm sure people started abandoning you too. Like people.
Yeah, I
you
lost, man.
and,
I hit 1 million right during the trial,
Yeah.
right? And then as soon as I gave my speech saying that I was going to continue to fight, I lost like 100,000 followers, like in one punch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But for me, they didn't for me, they've always only known bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And I only still speak bits and pieces because there will be a time where I'll be able to really unwind everything. But to
pun intended, unwind.
Yeah. No, but it's but I will be able to unwind everything in specifics, right?
Yeah.
But right now it's just not that time. And spiritually, like I haven't been led to do it because I started my blog in the end of 2017. Mm-hmm. I got sued in 2019. She's been coming the entire career. And some people that got to know me through the lawsuit thinks that I got my viewership from her. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. I done broke major fucking stories out here. You know what I'm saying? And so we're just trying to, it'll be a day and time where I'll be able to address everything, answer any question. Are there people still going to believe what they want to believe? Absolutely, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know the truth. She know the truth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's just what it is. And we'll figure out a way on how to do that. But right now, it's not a priority of mine. I got bigger and better things I'm trying to do. Absolutely.
And so when you look at this, Tasha K empire, like what's the ultimate goal?
It crumbled, bro.
Yeah. but you know the funny thing about it though. I always believe though that empires are empires, money, success. It's all a mindset. It's not. It's not a. It's not based on your followers. It's not based on, what the outside people say. It's really based on the inside, right? And so regardless of, as long as you continue to have sound mind and sound business practices and things of that nature, even when it proverbially crumbles, you'll always sort of revert back to who you actually are. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because I even think about like when we think about like lottery winners who win money and then they lose it all, is because it's not the money that makes you a millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
It's your money management.
Right. It's your money management. It's your mindset. It's, and so just on the flip side, somebody who has a strong money mindset and understands who they are, first and foremost, right? That's why I always wear the shirt, abundance is your birthright. Yeah. It's a reminder that it's not abundance isn't something you have to work for. Abundance is your birthright, right? So when you understand that, it's like, even if you lose it all, there's always this bounce back, because as long as you remember who you are, then you're going to bounce back and get to that.
And that's ultimately what it was. It was kind of like, what got me here?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. And I have to constantly remind myself of that. I spend a lot of time by myself. A lot of time. Yeah. I'm on the beach by myself. Yeah. I'm meditating. And I always just try to, and I stay real close to my family because that's who I am. I'm an extension of them. Whether people think they're great people or not, that's my fucking family. Absolutely, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my mom. That's my dad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my mama may be crazy. Right. Okay. Right. My daddy may be a hoe. Right. My uncle may smoke crack. Right. But that's my motherfucking family. You understand? Right. That's what make me who I am. Yeah. And it remind me, you know what I'm saying? And so I spend a lot of time by myself, and if it wasn't for my viewers, really, because bitch, where are you at? Why are you not talking about this? Yeah. You just keep going. Like you just keep going. And I've ramped it up. Like I was like, oh, y'all trying to close the door on me on what remember, nobody gave me a seat at the table. Right. I took that shit. Absolutely. It's like, bitch, I'm coming to eat, and I got me some to-go plates, right. And I'm gonna be back again. Yeah. So that's just what I'm doing. Like, I'm just like, bitch, I'm inviting myself to the party. Yeah. They didn't give me a shot before. Mm-hmm. They're not giving me a shot now. Yeah. But as you know, as long as you have viewers, right. you that's your shot. It's Absolutely. Not about being socially accepted at all these parties. Yep. with all these celebrities who ain't got no money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they always had a party drinking and eating free shit and not working. And then when rock bottom hit and you trying to think, well, where did everything go and where's everybody? You weren't working. While you was out playing, I'm working.
Nice.
And that's what's happening. People are out playing, they are at all these parties and stuff. And I'm out. My thing is I'm out working every fucking blogger on this internet.
Yeah.
Whether it's a throwback, whether it's new, whether I'm commenting on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit. White people news.
Right.
Asian news.
Yep.
I'm blogging it all. It's like, it just made me just really just want to come harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, like what is the Tasha K empire look like? Man,
sound stages, TV show development, comedy talk show, you know, a lot. And, you know, of course, I don't know if you know, but, you know, I'm entering, well, I haven't entered, I've been in it, the comedy space.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll be doing comedy one-woman tours.
Nice.
You know, so I'm doing, you know, a show in October, and it's primarily a one-woman show. We got sketches, we got me, we got wine, we got gossip, we got the winos. October 20th. So y'all need to get y'all tickets, okay?
Yeah. Where is it?
It's at the Flamingo Bar Theater on Brickell, downtown Miami.
Nice.
So, and I mean, we just shut down Atlanta in March. Like, we packed that motherfucker. We packed it out so bad before the show even started. They was like, we're getting death threats. I said, well, who gonna die?
Right.
Who they killing?
Right.
Like I know the keyboard like gangsters and shit. I'm like, listen, I come from a family of real motherfucking gangsters.
Yeah.
Okay, like the ones you need to worry about is the ones that ain't talking.
That's a 100% fact.
Okay,
you know.
That's what I be trying to say. I'm like, listen, like you got to know your opponent.
Yep.
Anytime I'm in a situation, you on the internet telling me what you're gonna do. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely,
like I know
100%.
where your mind is at.
Absolutely,
like yeah,
100%.
but yeah, just making sure that I'm outworking everybody.
Yeah, and here's a like a, you know, not like a twist question, but
yeah, ask what you want.
How has growing up around gangsters made you a better business person?
Watching their fucking failures.
Yeah.
But I come from like real gangsters. They don't snitch.
Right.
Like my uncles and them, the same niggas they was selling dope with. My dad them, the same niggas they went to jail with.
Yeah.
Them niggas is still tight. They ain't never snitch on nobody.
Yeah.
They did they 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they still like that. And they don't talk a lot. Like they don't tell. Contrary to me talking a lot online, I don't ever tell nobody like my next move or my business move. And you always want us, and people, you know, from the hood, you know a motherfucker that ain't got shit.
Right, 100%.
They come around telling all.
100%.
You figure out who they are in 5 minutes. And, you know, they pulling up in a nice car and, you know, oh, I got this and I got that. They ain't really got shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the motherfucker that's the quietest in the room. Like, it's like, they taught me that. Tasha, don't tell nobody shit. Yeah. My husband even like that. You know what I'm saying? Just move, let them see you do it.
100%.
Let
your success do the talking.
Right. Yeah. And half the time, people be saying I'm successful. I be like, success where? Because I ain't reached the goals that I want to reach. I'm like, success is when I ain't gotta fucking work. Yeah. If I gotta still fucking work, I ain't successful. Yeah. So
and how does that feel, right? Because I mean, you know, I'm somebody who, you know, I have a fair amount of success, right? Where I'm recognizable in certain spaces, right? And people...
I mean, you got a big personality. It's hard to not miss you.
I appreciate that, right? But like, sometimes when people talk about like my success, let's just say, I think the same way though. I'm like, nah, like if y'all only knew what's in this brain and where I'm going, not even trying to go, but if y'all only knew where I was going, this ain't nothing, right? How do you balance what you have with where you want to go without sounding unappreciative because you are successful, right? Like you are like, yo, like
man, I'm in bankruptcy. What the fuck?
but again, right? Like the thing for me,
I heard the viewers. They was like, shit. Let me stay out of this. When I filed bankruptcy, they was like, let me stay out of this. It's just the rich.
Yo, but the thing is, and that's the other thing about bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not a bad thing.
I know.
Bankruptcy is a rearrange. It is a business tool.
Listen,
that will help you build wealth. Even when you think about the Rockefellers, who tell you own nothing, control everything.
Yes,
that's some gangsters.
But as Black people, we want to own everything.
Yeah,
we want to get online and say I own this,
right.
I own that, I own that. And I'm like, you really don't own shit.
Facts, yeah.
Even if you say you own it.
Yeah.
You get into a lawsuit and get sued, say you own that shit. They're gonna put their fucking lien on it, give it to me. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just the ignorance of how money works and stuff like that. But let me tell you, this is what keeps me grind. And I didn't even know how important it was. Like when I really started to make some money, right? Mm-hmm. I employed a chef. Bitch couldn't cook. I had a housekeeper. She was great. Mm-hmm. She helped watch my kids and stuff, right? But then, when, the lawsuit hit and I lost the advertisers and stuff, I'm the type of person, I consolidate. I've always been a consolidator. Yeah. This ain't my first time losing or almost losing a business, right? Yeah. So I know what to do. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, you gotta go. It doesn't make me anything. Like, okay, you gotta go. I gotta consolidate some shit. We gotta fix some shit so we can really build. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I remember when my housekeeper left, and I had to clean my house, and I hadn't cleaned my house in like 3 years because she doing it, right? I was like, I miss this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, therapeutic.
I miss it in folding clothes, getting the best fucking ideas,
right? Yeah,
listening to news. And she used to do that around my house. She would put her earplugs in and just go away, and I was like, I fucking miss this shit. Yeah. So now, like. I clean my entire house. I will never hire nobody else to clean my house. Matter of fact, I will never buy a house big enough to where I would need somebody to clean it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that quality time with my daughter. We had a big house. Yeah. She upstairs. I don't have time with her because I'm fucking downstairs in a basement. We got a 6,000 square foot house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm missing that. I'm missing key things that are going on because you think the more money you make, the bigger things and the more people got to come around you will realize it was pushing me away from what was important. And I was just like, man, so now my little 1,500 square foot condo, my laundry closet is this big with the stackable washer and dryer. Right. I'm like, and I have control of it. Yeah. Whereas before I was losing control of my life. Wow. Yeah. And I said, I will never, ever, I don't care how much bread I'm making. Yeah. This is all we got. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good perspective because I know a lot of my entrepreneur friends and even myself, we've done that. Like we've made a lot of money and then we start to isolate ourselves from the things and the people that makes making a lot of money feel good. Right. Right. And so like now you go to an event, you got security and you're in the back room. You're not with the people.
I'm with the people, and I may have one security guard with me, but I'm with the people. Right. In case somebody want to act stupid.
No, 100%.
No, but I'm with the people. Like
I'm 6'2", 3+, and my hands work. But when I'm in public, I got security with me too.
I'm not a fighter,
right.
So I'm like,
yeah.
But it's definitely when I tell you we got one TV in our house now. Wow. We used to have the movie theater room. Yeah. TV in daughter room, TV in son room, TV in our bedroom, TV in the living room. Everybody watching what they want to watch. Now we sitting in the living room fighting over what we're gonna watch. Wow. But it's the us coming together. Nobody's locked in their room, working here, working there.
It's so funny because like that's literally my life right now. So as you're talking, I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I want my wife to see this, but no, it's a perspective though, because like even we have a 15-year-old and like literally like that's what like what you just said is what happens. Like, we're probably downstairs somewhere doing some stuff. My daughter's upstairs locked in her room. We got the TVs and all of.
And I'm still old school. Ain't no locking doors in my house. I walk
yeah.
right in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just walk right in. I invade my daughter. I sleep with her. Like, I sleep with my baby. She hates it. But, you know, the morning she's like, Mom, thanks for coming in there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
I'm very in your face. And I was just like, I would never allow anything to get in the way of that again. So there was a lot of things that people, you know, that people could have felt like, oh, wow, like I would have hated to have to lose that. But I was like, no, like, we didn't really lose anything.
Wow.
Like, we gained. And my husband and I are more closer than ever because like when the business started building and we got lawyers involved, we got a lawyer for every fucking thing now. Like, but it's manageable because we have a 1,500 square foot condo in Florida.
Yeah.
And we got, you know, law firm in New York, law firm in West Palm, law firm in Miami, law firm in Fort Lauderdale. But we talking about this. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's not everything else outside of our house is spread out and feels like we don't have no control over. But in that house, we're in that shit. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I will never.
Yeah. No, I love it. What advice would you give to a content creator, even any entrepreneur in business, you know, as they're going through the ebbs and flows of business to, stay focused and be successful? Like, what advice would you give that person who might be going through maybe turbulent times?
Man, okay. Is it really a turbulent time though? Like, and that's what I had to realize, because I was just like, everything that happened, like, I needed that shit to happen. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I needed that shit. Like, that judgment staying forever, that will forever be a reminder of what I would never fucking do again, or where I would allow anybody to take me mentally or spiritually. Because at the end of the day, it's like, what has it solved? Right. She ain't got no money. And I still ain't paid it. So I'm just saying, but like, what has it solved though? Right. Like, neither one of us won anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure she got lessons and I got lessons. Yeah. And those lessons will forever be, it's kind of one of those monumental things. Is like, but for content creators, I just want to say this. Don't try to be. Just be. You know? I follow people. People will be shocked at the content creators that I follow. There's this one girl, she uses her fucking laptop. Her name is Couture Bay, right? People are like, why are you listening to her? She's so real. It's like sitting outside talking to my girlfriend. She ain't got no lights. She ain't got no microphone. She ain't got nothing. And she repeats herself a lot, but she be playing with her hair. But she just one of those chicks from around the way that remind me of, like, you know, growing up in Panama City, Florida. Girl, did you see that? I heard that. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I watch people like that. Like, and even though people are, well, she's not successful, but in her own way, she's successful. Yeah. And she got the attention of somebody like me. Right. And I'm on a platform like yours, shouting her out. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, and y'all are gonna go watch her. 100%. You see what I'm saying? Like,
this clip go viral.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, just be. Don't try to be. Just be. A lot of people think I just get up and just say shit for shock value. Right. I just say what the fuck is on my mind. Right. I don't rehearse it. I don't write. Like, I may write like the facts and a main idea so that people won't be like, oh, you know, you're just saying anything. But there's always a main idea. Yeah. But then around that, I kind of give certain scenarios and tell funny stories, you know, to kind of build the story. But for the most part, like, I'm just myself. Like, just be yourself and stop paying for interviews. Yeah. I was just saying that. Like, they are killing the industry. Yeah. News and entertainment was built on just getting authentic stories and people that really wanted to sit down. You start paying a motherfucker to sit down, they're gonna tell you anything. Right. The authenticity goes away. Yeah. And that's the thing though, right, too. When I think about this space, right? Because this podcast space is new. And when you think about radio, you think about journalism, you actually had to be somebody of interest to get somebody to pay attention. But you don't. Yeah. I've never paid for an interview in my life. Yeah. I've never bribed anyone to come on my show.
Yeah.
They all look, they may not sit down now, but they always come. I have major fucking celebrities, they'll go do their rounds and then they'll save me for last. Mm-hmm. And then my interview gets more views than everybody.
right.
Because it's not paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be here.
Right.
And you know the type of questions I'm going to ask. You ain't coming here with no press questions.
Right.
Don't give me no, and I tell the PR, I'm like, what the fuck you giving me questions for?
Right.
The fuck is this? Like, no. Like, if they don't want, I done told reality stars and they management, we're not putting the interview out unless you send this bitch back authentic and ready to go. Fuck out of here. Nobody listens to that rehearsed, made up, inauthentic shit no more. That's why the internet is taking over. But now they're trying to revert it back by paying and having these preset questions and stuff. Like, you have a guide like you got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for the most part, let your guests be the one to guide you, because they may tell you something that they never said in another interview before.
Truth be told, I didn't ask half of the questions. Like, and I go back to kind of see. All right,
but you following me because you're 100%. Like, let me piggyback off of that. 100%. But if you got something standard and straightforward and you pay for this, and then they're telling you to stick to this, you're not gonna get that authenticity, and that's why people end up telling me shit on my show, and they're like, well, they just did this, but they didn't say it over there. I don't know what to tell you. 100%. You shouldn't have had them questions written down. 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know, so like, And
I think, and you know, I think from a perspective of like I said, earlier, I'm naturally curious and intrigued, right? Because I grew up in Harlem. I've been a hustler all my life, right? 8 years old, packing bags at the local supermarket, selling mixtapes and t-shirts. So I've always been intrigued by commerce. And so when I see somebody killing it, I always, right? This is why we call the show Inside the Vault, right? Because a vault in a bank is where you keep your most valuable items. I want to get inside the vault of Tasha K, right? Her mind, like how does she think? How has she built this, this brand, right? How does she deal with adversity? And so I'm naturally curious because, I believe we're all mirrors, right? And so as like you go through stuff like literally, there's things that I'm going through, like through a transition that some people might look as it's a negative. It's a negative.
Like you
but I'm like,
you got defeated.
I needed this to happen. I needed to go into this direction. And then even as you talk about, having the big house, like I got the big house, right? And
it's probably very lonely in the house,
right? And that perspective, and so like I love having that ability to have this natural conversation and not necessarily be guided in a specific direction. And I think that hopefully podcasters, journalists, people are watching this and they get they understand that it's authenticity that sells. It's authenticity that allows you to, even when people think you're down, continue to build, because your tribe, they know you.
Yeah. And that's ultimately what it's about. Like, I could tell them right now, look at that camera, take the house, take the car, take the money in the account. You can't take the kids. Right. The kids is staying. You know what I'm saying? The husband is staying and the family is staying. But I'm an entertainer. So I'm going to still be able to wake up and entertain and get it. I done been down before. I done been broke my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody owes somebody. Like, but at the end of the day, they can have it all. Take it all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as they can see, I'm still going because it's the authenticity. Like, you ain't never got. I'm probably one of the only celebrity gossip platforms or entertainment platforms. I don't have A-listers that sit down with me. They're scared of me. They talk to me a lot behind the scenes, right? Yeah. I could pick them up and call them. They'll invite me to the parties and stuff. But I'm like, but they want to control the narrative so bad that they won't, sit down. Wow. And it's like, but my platform still outdoes every single celebrity gossip platform without paying anybody. Wow. And we're killing you. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Because it's authentic. Yeah. So, and that's just what it ultimately boils down to. Take it all. Because when they take it all, guess what? It's just you,
Right.
your thoughts, your ideas,
Right.
and you're gonna learn how to do this shit better again.
Right. Right.
So
I love
embrace. I love failure.
it. Yeah.
I love it. That's why I say I ain't made shit. I ain't successful. I don't know what the fuck that is. Throw that word away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I ain't successful until I ain't gotta work no more. If I ain't gotta work no more, which will probably be in my 80s,
Right.
then I'm successful.
Right. And so,
I made it this far. Yeah.
And what is successful define? Is there a number for you? Like,
There ain't no number for me.
yeah.
I don't limit myself. You know, because if I would have put a limit on myself, I wouldn't be sitting where I am now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or doing what I'm doing now. So never in a minute, I'll just always be like, whatever's for me is for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Take us back to 18-year-old Tasha K.
Oh my
What advice are you
God,
giving
bruh.
her?
Like I had just lost my virginity. The nigga burnt me. Yeah, lied about it. Said I gave it to him. I was like, but you was the only one. Like the last person that touched me, I was 5, so that don't count. So you mean to tell me I had this STD all the way up? I had barely graduated high school. They gave me a damn GED. But in the midst of all that, I was great at softball. So I remember moving to Columbus, Georgia, and Troy University was there, and they had an extra slot on softball, and everybody thought I wasn't going to college. They didn't even know I was going to fucking graduate. I'll never forget, like, the principal, who was my aunt, kicked me out of high school, put me in an alternative school, and then came to my graduation and was like, I thought you wasn't gonna be shit. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was just not mapped out for me because I was bad as fuck, right? I wasn't promiscuous, I was just bad, you know? And because I was angry, it was a lot of things going on. But I ended up getting a softball scholarship and then got introduced to the restaurant industry. And, you know, I'm 18 years old, making like $1,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? So fucking skipped college. I was like, fuck that, threw the scholarship away and went into entrepreneurship from that point on. So, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but yeah, that was 18-year-old Tasha.
Wow. And knowing what you know now, if you could have gave 18-year-old Tasha advice, what would you tell her?
Shit, I think at the time I thought I wasn't even gonna live past 25 because I was just so depressed. What would I say to her? I don't know. You got this? I don't know. You're going deep. Damn. I don't know. Like, you know, just always think with the glass half full. I mean, you know, half full, like full. You know, so just keep going.
Yeah. What's the most extravagant thing you've done with money so far?
I like to travel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just travel. I go to the places I've always want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
What's the most impactful thing you've done with money?
Man, I give it away. I give it away. Anytime I'm out at a restaurant or people I see, you know, and I don't like talk about this, but like, you know, I'm just always giving it away to people that need it.
Absolutely.
You know, especially, you know, when they don't have it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about motherfuckers like not working and, hey, can I borrow $100?
Right. Yeah.
I'm talking about like people that really fucking need it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I love that. Man, I appreciate this interview. This is really good.
Really?
Yeah, this is really good. Got a lot of insight. You know, you gave me a lot of things to think about. And so insiders, I need y'all to rewind this and really just you dropped a lot of gems, you know.
I don't do these interviews.
Yeah.
I don't.
And that's why I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
I feel like it's too deep, and I'm like, I gotta go deep. You like 18-year-old Tasha. I'm like, shit, Tasha.
No, I could have. You know, there's more, but
at 18, I was a nigga. It's always a nigga, a dirty nigga, to a memory. Luckily, my situation was curable. But I talk about that, though, because there's a lot of young girls that don't know. Like, for me, it could have been something fatal, right? But we thinking that the end-all, be-all is a man or a relationship or this. And, like, you know, at 18, you just getting fucking started.
Right, 100%.
You know, and I had just got my real dose of life. Everything that my mama told me, that nigga gonna burn you. He gonna do this. He gonna have green shit coming out your ass. You know, so like, like just to see me now, you know, just healthy and 2 beautiful kids and a strong ass man.
Yeah.
You know, he African. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm a passport sis.
Yeah.
You know, like that loves me for me.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never had to sell my body or nothing like that. Like, like just.
And that's the things that matter. I don't think people know that. You know, I think that, you know, when people realize, and Jim Carrey said this, he's like, I wish everybody realizes every money aspiration that they have so they can realize like that's not what life is about. Yeah. Right? You make a lot of money, you get a lot of fame, you get a lot of notoriety. At the end of the day, it's the family.
That's
right?
it.
It's the family. Like when I think about my wife, my kids, like that's my joy. Like a lot, I get invited to a lot of stuff, and they like they know now though. They in the beginning,
don't even ask.
They like, nah, Ash ain't coming.
No,
like Ash is gonna be in the house
exactly
with his kid,
and that's where you fucking need to stay. Facts, because 100%. Listen, when you outside that house, shit happens.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
and that's the thing, right? Like the memories, right? Like you know, my daughter just turned 15. My daughter's, you know, in high school. I'm watching my daughter go to like I'm still on daddy duty, right? Like we recording this, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know.
2:30, I
just text mine. I was like, you at school?
Exactly.
Okay.
I gotta go pick up, you know, I gotta sit in that car line, pick my daughter up. How was your day? Like it's a routine.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I didn't get into entrepreneurship to work for. No, I want to work for myself, and I want to control sort of like the narrative and these moments that I don't like. These moments happen one time. My daughter's going to be a freshman one time, right in high school. Like, you know, my son is going to be a third grader one time, and I want to, you know, kind of be there. So I thank you. I thank you so much.
Ash. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I saw what you was doing online. You pretty dope. Like you're not pretty dope. You dope. Like I was just like, and I like podcasts like this because it enriches us, and so that's good.
Yes.
You know
that's really the goal. You know, I think that a lot of people, you know, just kind of, like you said, they do the same things, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, they want to, you know, they want to bring people on and ask the same questions. But I'm naturally curious, and I want this platform to really be about mindset, to get into the mindset, because I know there's somebody watching who can relate to you, right? And there's people who are watching this who probably were hating, and now they get the, you know, we got to know a side of Tasha K that we never really see.
The winos know. I talk about this shit.
Yeah, you know, but that's the thing. And
I get it.
There's a funny thing though, is that a lot of times the people who pass judgment on who we are aren't the people who are our fans.
But you know what, and I have realized that, like, you know, I'll be in my Facebook comments and people be like, man, all this shit people talking about, like, I had to come see you for myself, and I'm staying. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's this narrative being painted, but it's like, I don't even worry about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't talking about me, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
But yeah, stay in daddy mode, stay out them fucking streets.
100%.
Okay?
100%.
All these stay out these bitches' faces.
100%.
You know they ready to set you up and call me.
Nah, 100%. 100%.
Look, Ash, don't let me get no goddamn shit.
Never get a call. You never gonna get no call. None of that. Look, but I'm gonna tell everybody the trick.
Look,
I'm gonna tell you the trick. You know the trick is?
What's the trick?
Put your significant other in the business. You ain't getting into nothing.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You gotta call my husband.
Exactly.
Right?
But you know what he does?
Who you spoke to? Right? Who you spoke to when we booked?
Your wife.
Exactly.
Your wife. Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
She got everything.
Exactly.
Nothing, everything is going through her. So
that's how you do that. Absolutely. That's how you do that.
Yeah.
So like, and for him, he won't even take pictures with people.
Yeah.
People be like, oh my God, you're Shaker, Tasha K's husband. Right. He's like, you take a picture? He's like, no.
Yeah.
He just be like, no picture, no videos. Fuck out of here. You ain't seen me.
Look.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like that's
all gangster stuff though. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, well, I look like short. Fucking no. Right. So, but yeah, no, thank you, Ash. It's really dope. I'm glad I came and made this happen. I know it was short notice, but I'm glad I came out here. even though I hate Atlanta.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm about to head back to Florida.
Yeah, not whatever say. And
Okay.
so if people want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Oh man, all things unwind with Tasha K. Or hell, just put in your search engine Tasha K. Make sure you bring a bottle. It's BYOB, okay? And and bring an open mind, okay? Don't come sad. Oh, you can come sad. We'll make you laugh. You'll be laughing by the time you leave. So yeah.
All right, y'all. We are closing out the vault. Another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. This is a powerful interview. Share this with everybody. This is one of those interviews that you're going to have to rewind because, like I said, she gave a lot of gems that if you didn't catch it, you're going to have to rewind to pay attention. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. Visit our website, InsideTheVaultTV.com. Me, I am Ash Cash. Make sure you follow me, IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. And make sure you join the Abundance Community, AbundanceCommunity.org. I will see you next time, same time.
Wait. You coming to my show in October?
Yes. So
October 20th, you coming? You and the wife?
Me and the wife are going to be there.
Come to Miami.
We have a speaking engagement in Atlanta.
Okay.
I believe in the daytime.
Okay.
And Miami's like an hour away.
Yeah.
So
bring the wife down there.
So you have it on camera.
We'll get VIP, Ash. Come on
so
down.
my wife and I, we will be in the building October 20th.
Yes.
And we
wine, gossip, comedy.
All right, we there. All right. We there.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. In God's will. Peace.
That was dope.